Hilton of Jordan Hilton Interiors in Atlanta, Georgia, joins me now. Andre, first of all, thank you. You are standing in a room that is phenomenal. Talk about the inspiration for this room.
Well, firstly, thank you so much. My inspiration for this room was a modern glamour, and they asked me to create a sophisticated nautical space entwined with modern glamour. So I thought about it for a second and went, oh my gosh, how do you relate glamour to nautical? I know it to be, very beachy. And so I said, well, what's the most glamorous part of nautical? And I thought, okay, well, you have luxury cruise ships and you have yachts. So I said, okay, well, why not do a room inspired by yachts and cruise ships? So I'm very eclectic, so I love a little bit of old, a little bit of new. And so with that being said, I said, let me merge modern day yachts with a little old school, traditional Titanic. And merge the two together, and I said, well, if the Titanic were to be here today, what would it look like? And that's how I came up with my inspiration.
It's gorgeous. What's your favorite room, and where's your first place to start? What do you start with?
My favorite room design in a home is the formal living space. I love all of the formalities of inviting people to see your home. It's the first room they get to see. It's your show-off space, kind of, and sort of say. I love the richness, the regalness of those rooms where you get to come in and sit down and just admire rather than come in and just lay and plop down. As far as where I like to start in spaces, I like to start with inspiration. Which typically work their way from the inside out for me, which some people work from the outside in. I work from the inside out. I usually find an inspiration, start with one piece of furniture, which is typically the sofa, and build off of that.
Talk with me about your design aesthetic and how you bring that to clients, but yet not make it your home, but their home.
My aesthetic, like I said, is very eclectic. I love a mix of different things, old, new, all different genres of furniture. I have an appreciation for all of it. Over the top, that kind of helps me when it comes to designing for my clients because their style is not always my style. My aesthetic is very clean, and I think that's why my clients hire me as a designer, because they see something that they love and that they like within my body of work. But part of my job, I would say 80% of my job, is to listen to my clients. And in listening, you get to learn who your clients are, what they want, what they need. I try to take trips through their closets because I like to personalize their spaces. They are the ones that dwell there, so they should be most comfortable in those spaces and it should reflect them. I go through their closets during consultations. No matter how dirty they are or how unorganized they may be, I still find so much of my clients' personalities in their closets. I feel fabrics, I look at jewelry. It helps me figure out chandeliers. Do they like gleams and glams, or do they like, very hard and rocky? Helps me figure that out with them. I look at their shoes because I look at what they think of the floor. If they wear lots of leathers, are they going to be into hides and, leather, lots of leather furniture, et cetera. So it all helps come together and help learning my clients. So when I get ready to execute the rooms, it is a pure reflection of them and not just me.
What do you think about bringing whatever someone says is the trend into the home versus making it more future so that they live with it forever?
Got you. So there's something about the word trend that I never really liked. I'm not really a trendy person. I'm always looking to aim for timeless, classic things. And that includes what I put in spaces. I like to go for something that's going to last past 5 years from now, 10 years from now. People are going to be able to look at that and say, I'm so glad and proud of myself for purchasing that. So I like to create my designs around that as well. I don't like to be trendy. Trends always come and they always go. And so that's a little bit about my backstory with trends. I don't side with them.
How did you get into the design world?
I got into the design world. I was actually a teacher first, and then I was a property manager. Now, I got my degree in architecture years ago, which I've always been, design oriented. But after the economy crashed in 2008, there was not a hiring job on site for architecture. I had no clue that I harbored a gift in interior design. Although I knew I could decorate, make things look really, really nice, and had a knack for, fashion and those things, I never intertwined the two, or the three. Until a friend of mine actually came over to come visit me one day. I was down and depressed, didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I said, oh, you just help me figure out what my path is supposed to be. And I was 26 years old, and I was watching my friends become successful in their careers and, getting things started for them, and I wasn't there yet. A friend of mine came over in property management to drop off some files to my house, and she went, wow, oh my God, your place is so amazing. You know, this is not normal. Like, this is different, like, than anything I've ever seen before. You have something. Have you ever thought about being an interior designer? And I said, no. I was like, you know, she said, you should look into it. If you ever look at Atlanta Homes and Lifestyle magazine, Architectural Digest, Elle Decor, you know, so many different amazing magazines that I collected for years and years. And I said, yeah, you have plenty of those magazines. That's where I get a lot of my inspirations from. But that's what I thought it was used for. And she said, you know, those are people's actual homes. They hire people like you to actually come in and do those things for them. And I said, get out of here. The light bulb went off instantly. Ding, 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 ding. Wait a minute. And I sat and I said, I love going to furniture stores. I enjoy feeling and touching everything I walk past. Is she onto something here? So in turn, I reached out to a friend of mine and told her, you know, what do you think about me being an interior designer? I have the perfect person to introduce you to. And she introduced me to Michelle Boyd from Smith Boyd Interiors, who is now my mentor. I did a short internship with him and learned so much in such a short amount of time, and knew from that point on that this is what I was supposed to do. From there on, I started my business, and here I am today.
I had no idea that that's how the two of you connected. A good friend of mine also. I want to say I love your aesthetic. You would not want to come to my closet. It's all black. I wear sneakers, so it's going to be a tough choice for you to figure out what I do. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ellen.